Which one is more significant, learning media or learning method? Throughout the years, there is a continuous debate about which one influences learning the most, media or method. Well, before we go into it, let's understand why this idea arises in the first place. In 1983, a gentleman named Clark published an article saying that there are no learning benefits to be gained from employing any specific medium to deliver instructions. Clark even made an analogy about this learning media and delivery truck, basically saying that the truck used to deliver our groceries does not change the nutritional value of the grocery itself. Whether we use plane, trains, motorcycle, or truck, the amount of vitamin or protein in our meat is still the same. Media is like the vehicle in this analogy. Clark also said that only the content of the vehicle can influence the student's achievement. Later, in 1991, Kozma published a paper as a response to Clark's paper. In his writing, he says that media does influence learning. Media are distinguished by cognitively relevant characteristics of their technologies, symbol system, and processing capabilities, meaning that each of the media has their own characteristic, which brings effect to the learning process as proved by many research in Kozma's paper. Kozma divided the learning media to 4 different types, which are books, TV, computer, and multimedia. Each of these media has its own capability and symbol systems employed. Let's say that book has more stable writing, TV can employ audio and visual images, computer and multimedia can embed any other features like maps, videos, or pictures when we click on the text. In his interview, he said that it is not about the technology or the method that matter, but how by using the technology, the features, the symbol system it carries, the capability, can employ certain methods or instructions that can influence learning. He gives an example of on-site lecture and pre-recorded videotape lecture. The content of the material are the same, but in on-site lecture, students cannot pause the lecture asking extended time to digest the material, while students can do that in pre-recorded lecture. However, in pre-recorded lecture, students cannot ask questions to the lecture, while in the on-site lecture it is possible. This is what Kozma means by each media has its technological ability and hence can employ different instructions and it matters. Another great analogy, there is no difference of using cable telephone and smartphone to talk with someone. The quality of the voice is still the same. The length of talking can be the same, but in smartphone can employ more features like online maps, videos to visualize things, written messages while talking, and etc., which obviously influence learning according to Kozma. So, from these two sides, I would have to agree with Kozma, who says that media influence learning. It is also related with my epistemological belief, which is constructivism. In Jonas's 1991, he mentioned that constructivism is a process of actively interpreting and constructing individual knowledge presentations. Constructivism also claimed that reality is more in the mind of the knower, that knower construct a reality or interpret it based upon his or her apperceptions. It is aligned with the theoretical framework of Kozma in 1991, which says that learning is viewed as an active constructive process, whereby the learner strategically manages the available cognitive resources to create new knowledge. Put it in simple words, the media being used to instructions or tasks being given will create a learning outcomes that is different and various in every learners because learners construct meaning from learning differently in their own pace and their own experience. I would also agree to Kozma as he criticized Clark's statement in 1983. Basically, Clark said that if there are any differences in learning outcomes, it is because of the method, not the medium. However, medium and method are integral part of learning. Both are part of the design. A medium can employ certain methods and vice versa. This is a very interesting equation that I got from Rich McHugh, simplifying the debate. New media plus old pedagogy is not equal to learning, but new media plus new pedagogy equals to learning. Now we know that methods and media are best friends. The question is, how can they be maximized so that we can get the maximized learning outcomes for our students?